Hi family, how do you do? How do you do? Thank you so much for the love, guys. Those who are new, who just joined the family, thank you so much, and I hope that you guys feel very welcome and at home. In this house, we are all about love, spirituality, learning. Yeah, so I hope that the ride will be worthwhile, and please extend the invitation just like you guys were also invited to this awesome sanctuary. Anyway, so today, guys, I want us to touch on the matters of the heart, which is you know. So guys, as you know that we are in the month of February, which is known as the month of love because of Valentine's Day. So this is the month that some people up their game if they've been slacking in that department of appreciating their partners and just loving them in an extraordinary way. Anyway, we are not here for politics or to drag anybody who hasn't been performing their duties in their relationships. So I want us to talk about the 5 love languages, which I'm gonna just touch on the commonly characterized or stated ones, which are the words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, physical touch, and quality time. So I want us to talk about those 5 love languages and how we actually come about having a preferred one over the other, what influences that. So, and for those who are not a bit lost about, or this is new to you, what a love language is, trust me, you are not alone. I found out or learned about this about 2 years ago. So nothing to be ashamed of. Anyways, a love language is basically just a way you prefer to receive love from your partner, or how a certain way that your partner prefers to receive love from you. For instance, my preferred love language is the first one, which it takes preference over everything. It's words of affirmation. I love to be affirmed all of the time, and fortunately my partner has caught on to I think I told him my love languages from the get-go, when we were still on our dating stage, where we get to know each other, go on dates of hey brother man, this is how I prefer to be loved. And fortunately he's a very attentive man, and ever since the first month of us being together and making all those things clear, he has never, we're approaching 2 years now, and I've never actually got to remind him of my love languages. He just is very consistent on that department. So yeah, my before somebody gets a big head out there, since I'm saying all the nice things, but guys, you need to appreciate your partners. If they're doing things right, don't be too proud to say hey, I appreciate what you're doing nice things. Anyway, back to what I was saying about my love language. So the top one is, for me, it's words of affirmation, and the second one is quality time. Other ones I just, yeah, it's all good. So I want us to talk about what influences our love languages, what could possibly influence them. Maybe you are not even aware that you have like a certain preferred love language because of so and so or whatever. But I personally believe that love languages are influenced by our childhood upbringing, like the kind of relationship that you had with your caregivers or your parents, guardians, yeah, whoever like took care of you, like the kind of relationship that they had with you, how they showed you love, how they showed you how you care. I believe that that's most likely the way you prefer to receive love when you are like an adult or like later in the stages of life. So yeah, the reason why I say that, probably like for some reason, for other people it might be completely different, but I just want to touch on like our childhood being like the biggest influence in our preference when it comes to love languages. So for me, and it's not just about the relationship that you had with your parents like at a young age where it was all like good. If you had like a good relationship with your parents, then awesome, because basically, especially like if like they did not hold back like showing their public like they did not hold back on showing their affection, because you know most how as like a lot of like black families, it's like I can't just be, you know, saying like a lot of like our parents wouldn't just like say they like I love you or whatever. They will say it in like actions in different ways. So it's very few black parents that they will just tell you straight up that they love you. So, but yeah, we're not there. So I believe that love languages are influenced by our childhood, the kind of relationships that we had with the people that raised us, whether good or bad. Like for instance, if your parents used to like gift you whenever gift you something whenever like you did well at school, or like make sure that they spend quality time with you, then you are most likely to prefer like quality time from your partner as you get to your adult phase in life, where you that was your way of like knowing that you are loved by people spending, your parents spending like quality time with you. So you're most likely to have that preferred love language. And those who their parents used to like give them, like buy them gifts, especially whenever you've done well, maybe at school, or you've done something like amazing, or encouraging you to do chores in the house by later giving you money or doing something nice for you. Those people are most likely to have receiving gifts as their preferred act of love. And then yeah, I guess you guys get the gist. So, but I also believe that the bad relationship that, or for some people who had like maybe like not so good relationship with their caregivers or parents, that can also influence like your love language. For instance, for me, the I love you words was not something that it's said like often in my household, or like I've heard often from my parents. They will just like do things in J to say, okay, you know, they care for me and all that. So because I couldn't like get much of that I love you words, or like hearing somebody like just admitting out loud that hey, we care about you, we love you, it ended up being something that I prefer in my adult life, to hear like words of affirmation. And I believe that it's simply because of the fact that I didn't hear much of that when I was like growing from my parents. They would just do it through actions. So now it's like, it was something that I've always yearned without realizing. I did not realize that. And I also didn't realize that it could be like what influenced my preferred words of affirmation language over the others, until my therapist like made me aware of that. So yeah, so that and quality time, which is like the second one. The quality time, it is also because of like my childhood relationship that I had with my parents. They were always like at work, and when they come back they are tired. My mom like cooks, and well, my dad sometimes will come like late. I remember like most of the times he will come late when we're already like watching TV, and he will always be the last one to have the meal most of the times. So I feel like we didn't really have like much of that spending like quality time as a family, because they're always like busy at work during the week, and they come back tired, so they don't really have like time to be babying us as their kids. And then over the weekends they try to catch up with other things, like ensuring that the business is running well, or like other matters that they need to like take care of that they cannot be able to take care of during the week. So I never really got to have that quality time, like, you know, proper quality time where you just like chill with your parents, and they just ask you about like your dreams. You just have like that lengthy chat about like, you know, the things that you like or whatever. So that influenced my second preference of love language, which is like quality time, because I didn't get much of that in my childhood. I felt like, okay, then now I feel like that's something that I would like to experience from somebody that I love, because I didn't get much of that and when I was young. So my inner child always like yearned for that. Well, I didn't realize that until I began like the journey of like healing and therapy, which my therapist like made me aware of all of that. So yeah, it was those reasons that influenced my love languages. So now like it's a big deal. Like I don't care about the gifts, the acts of service. I just want like your time, and just being assured all the time that I still mean like a lot to you and stuff. I don't know, probably because, which is like, that's what I'm saying, is like different things that influences our love languages, because some people, their love languages might be exactly what the good things that they were experiencing from their parents, whereas some, their love languages, for instance myself, your love languages might be influenced by the things that the relationship that lagged in the relationship that you had with your parents in your childhood, and of which I believe that I don't know, most of the time, okay, let me not say most of the time, but I believe that the things that lacked in your relationship with your caregivers in your childhood have like a stronger influence in your love languages than the things that you had. Okay, from my personal experience, because my parents used to do things for me, which is an act of service, and they will get me gifts and stuff. So I guess that's why it's not much of a big deal, because I didn't lack on those department. So I guess my inner child just yearned for the other love languages without realizing it, and that is only becoming more evident now in my adult life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, like how our childhood influences our love languages at a later stage in life when you're an adult and have relationships, even like friendships. I think it's still for me, the love languages that I have, that I prefer to receive from my partner, I think it's the same from my friendships. Like, I always want to know that, hey, we're still on the same page. Hey, we are still here. We're still friends, right? Those kind of things. So yeah, so what I want you guys to do, since I told you my bit, it's like to share on the comment section what are your love languages, and what do you think as an individual that has had like a stronger influence in your preferred love language. And yeah, just like the journey of like how you discovered that. Probably some of you haven't discovered it, and this is gonna give you like a thought of like, actually, what is it that I like to see my partner doing for me that makes me feel more loved than anything? So share that with me, guys. And yeah, I would really like to hear your experiences and those influences, whether good or bad, because at the end of the day, whatever influence, it still leads us to now being more aware of like how we prefer to be loved, which is a good thing. And now you can communicate it better with your people, and they can love you in a way that you prefer, so you won't have to feel like you are neglected, or you are not loved right, or the love is not enough. You need to communicate with your partners, Kaloku. You can't just assume that they will know what your love language is. Some are very good at like picking up habits and how you react to certain things. So they will just like catch on that and be like, okay, Kutlano prefers when I do this and this, so I'm just gonna continue doing that. But some partners are clueless, so you have to communicate a bit more clearly with them about like the love languages that you prefer. Anyway, guys, I hope that you have like an awesome V-Day. I've never really celebrated or been big on like celebrating like Valentine's, but last year I had a horrible one and it was my first with my boyfriend, so I'm planning to rewrite the memories hopefully this year, and yeah, do better. And like they say, there's a first time for everything. Yeah, I will just give this Valentine celebration thing a try. Anyway, guys, thank you for the love. I truly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like, share, and most importantly, I would really love to hear your experiences and your love languages and what influenced them. So please, let's engage on the comment section. Otherwise, rati, and yes, let's keep safe, sanitize, social distance, guys, and let's keep praying for each other, because we need love, warmth, and protection more than anything in these trying times. So yes, otherwise